Hey guys, how are you? Sorry, we're having a little bit of connection issues here today. I'm at my house and I was cleaning the house earlier and I knocked the Wi-Fi out, which is awesome, right? It's always good when you're gonna go live. So sorry, I'm a little bit late, but it's for a good cause. I'm so happy to hang out with you guys today and just talk about this record that I just made. And it's so good to see you guys. So thanks for joining. Thanks for the hearts, thank you. Okay, so I'm just hanging out at my house, like I said, in Nashville, and I just thought, I've been getting a lot of emails from you guys and asking a lot about certain songs, on the new album, and I just thought it would be cool to just come and hang out and share each song with you. I play a little snippet. I've got this pretty player for you. I'm gonna play a little bit of my record and talk about literally what I was thinking about. I don't really always like to share the details of a song because I believe songs mean different things to everybody. So, so I'm gonna leave some of the details out, but I'm just gonna share the basics, like what my process is like when I was writing this record and stuff like that. Where are you guys from? Cedar Rapids. Hey, so nice to see you. Thank you for joining. Hey Juan, so good to see you guys. So I'm gonna bring this a little closer if I can. And I'm just gonna pop open, this is Starflower, my new record. It came out last week. So excited about this record, y'all. Like so many of you know already. New York City, hey, I love it. I'm just gonna let you guys say, please introduce yourself. And Vegas, hey Jeff, nice to see you. When will my second video come? I'm not sure when the second video will come. Did you see, I think you saw the lyric video. So that is kind of hold you guys over until we're able to do a second video. Hopefully soon though, fingers crossed. We'll get to do that soon. So this is my new album, came out last week, and I'm extra excited about the LP because I've never had an LP before. Even in all the years that I've been doing this, you guys, I've never had a full-length album before. So this is a big deal for me. I love albums. I think they're so cool because there's a little more space to be able to share stuff. So for instance, okay, here's the cover. If you haven't seen it yet, this is the first edition cover. And what that means is we just did a very short run of this album. So the first people to buy it will get this special edition. So I think it's pretty cool. I took this picture out on Radnor Lake in Nashville, and it was just, I was on a boat, and which is one of my favorite things to do is be by the water. So, I went out on the boat and just took some fun pictures. It was a very low pressure photo shoot, so it's super fun. And then this is the inner liner of the album, and it's got the lyrics and some of the credits for, actually no, the credits are on the outside of the album, but all the lyrics are here. And then you open the album, and I'll show you guys what the album looks like. But here's the album, yay, so exciting. I'm gonna pop it on my little, this is a little player. But I have a really nice player, but it's kind of harder to get to. So I just wanted to hang out with you guys today. So I'm just gonna, hopefully you'll be able to hear it, but this is really more about a hangout than anything else. And I just want to share my stories with you. So let's do this thing. So I'm just gonna make sure the power's on and we're good to go. That's the second side. So I'm gonna start with the first side because you probably know some of the songs on the first side already. Even if you haven't got your own copy, you might have heard the singles, which is Devil's in the Details and Forget Me Not. Have you guys heard those yet? I'm so curious. I feel like I'm talking a lot about my new singles, but I know how Facebook is. I will have some best friends who have released records and so much, and then I'll find out 2 weeks later that the record has been out, and I never heard about it. Facebook is so awesome, but it also hides so many great things. So thanks for your messages. Hey Alan, so great to see you. Buy the album if you haven't, it's so great. Thank you, Steve, I'm so glad to hear that. Salvatore, Michelle, hey you guys, so nice to see you guys. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and pop on Devil's in the Details in the background here. And hopefully you'll be able to hear it okay. I was going to... Yeah, I blast my music, that's right. I guess I'll turn it down and be polite. I was gonna go to a studio, like a really nice studio, and play some stuff for you guys, but then I thought, you know what? I'm gonna be doing a lot of that stuff, just to be totally honest. Like with promotion, you always end up doing, you know, these professional, you know, studio shots and stuff, but how often do I get to hang out with you guys in my bedroom? Like not often, right? So this is Devils in the Detail. All the songs were written with my co-writer, Jeremy Bowes, who produced the record. And he was a great writing partner for me. I hadn't written that much with him before, but we were a great like team, I thought, because he really challenged me to go a little bit deeper with my lyrics, and I love that. I love a good challenge. Hey Brian, cool, nice to see you. I'm so glad you guys dig the new music. So I'm gonna play the chorus. Can you hear that? I want your comments. Hey Jeff, thank you. Hey Billy. You can hear it, right? Good, awesome. Thanks, Saboteur. Awesome. Loud and clear, awesome. That's amazing, right? Amazing what we can do with an iPhone and a little player. Hey, Mohammed. Awesome. So this song in particular, so funny. So some of you guys know I'm married. I've been married for about 8 years. We just had like our 8th year. And I was mostly doing this at the studio, so I didn't bring any of the songs home. You know, I left everything at the studio because I have a 2-year-old and life is crazy. And so I brought the album home and just started playing it. And my husband was like, this album sounds amazing, but does it come with divorce papers? Because all of the songs are really sad. But it's hilarious because I think I was just really, it was the winter when I was, thank you so much, Humberto. It was the winter when I was writing a lot of these songs, and it was really dark and rainy, and I'm very affected by weather. Like, I'm so affected by weather. I wonder if you guys are like that too. Like when it's sunny outside, I just feel instantly happier. And yeah, right? And so, you know, I just found myself wanting to write sad songs and also draw from, you know, my experiences that, you know, the frustration or the things that aren't always like happy-go-lucky, because in my past and my past songs, for the most part, I always wanted to write songs that were so hopeful and, you know, a positive outlook that really in my repertoire, there's not a lot of songs that represent kind of like a sadder place, you know, and it's human to want to write about, you know, it's human to feel all the spectrum. So I just thought that was an area that I hadn't really tapped into, and I was excited to do that. So I would say Devils in the Details is one of my favorites off of this album, and it was the last song that we did, so it wasn't even really supposed to be on the record. We thought that the song was not going to work, and it just came together at the last minute, and it started with just that one line, like, you make it so hard to love you, make it so hard to, and then we just took it from there. So like sometimes with my writing, I'll just get one line and then take it from there, you know? So we built around that one phrase. The whole song was built around that one phrase, and I just thought, like, the story behind this song is really, like, on first listen, you might think that the story is about a couple that's in trouble, but really it's about a couple who is madly in love, but, you know, they're having hard times and they have to get through that hard time. So I think that's a more powerful story than just like the breakup story. So I really wanted to go there. How come it's called Hard to Love You? Oh, I just thought, I thought Devils in the Details was like a cooler title, just like a less common title. I love that thought, The Devil's in the Details, because like it's all often the little things in life that are the trickiest, right? So, Texas. Hey, Louise. Hey there. So anyway, so that's Devils in the Details. This next song is called Forget Me Not. It's the brand new single. Yay! I'm so excited to have a brand new single. It's called Forget Me Not, and you can see the lyric video if you go to my Facebook page, which you guys are on. But if you go after, you can see, hey, bye Juan. Thanks for stopping in. Am I coming to Europe? Yes, I'm coming to Europe in July, it looks like. So we're trying to piece together a tour as we speak. I've definitely got some dates already booked in the UK for July. So we're gonna start building out from there. So if you have a favorite venue or a favorite area or a town that you think I should look into, that me and my team should look into, then please let me know. Send me an email to contact@jenniferpage.com, and we'll definitely look into it. We'll try and make it happen. This is Forget Me Not, and there's a brand new lyric video for this song. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. This song was inspired by, you guys remember New York City? Yes, I would love to come. I think I'm coming there soon, actually. Right? Yeah. I think I'm coming to New York City next month, so I'll keep you guys posted for sure. But Forget Me Not, I'm just going to tell you guys quickly about this. You guys remember that Everything But the Girl song, Missing? I loved that song, like obsessed, totally obsessed with that song. And I always wanted a song like that. I just loved how it was pop, but not your typical pop song, not an in-your-face kind of hit. Copenhagen, I would love that. I would love to come there. This is my Everything But the Girl song on this album. That's kind of how I see it. It's really about, let me try and think. Forget Me Not started with that title as well. It was literally just that title that started the song. Sorry, describe your, what's that? Described earlier. Mood. Can you say that again? Shorter, I couldn't see all of that. I'm so sorry. The Edge on your second album, like The Edge. Cool, I love that song too. Yes, I think you're right, Andre. It's totally like The Edge. It's not your typical pop song. Very synth poppy for sure, but I really love this song. It's really inspired by like an old relationship. It's not necessarily an old relationship of mine that I was thinking about, but just that feeling that you've had in the past, that we've all had, about like an old love, an old flame. How would I describe the overall style genre of this album? I would say, thank you for your comment, Ian. I would say it's a deeper album than I've ever made. I think it's personally my best lyrics that I've ever written, because they're really coming from a very authentic place. I had no pressure to try and write a hit on this album, and that's the beauty of being an indie artist, is, I really just stepped into the studio and just wrote some songs, and that was cool for me. That was good, because since I originally came out, I was always on a major label where everybody was all about like hit, there needs to be hit, which I totally understand, but it can really alter your process. And so for this particular album, I just got to go make music, which is something that I felt like I really needed to do for myself. So I loved that. Hey Samantha, thank you so much. So anyway, I think not having that pressure was good for me. It made me really enjoy this process. I had so much fun, and it was awesome too because it started with a Kickstarter campaign, which is something I never thought I would do, guys. Like, honestly, I think I used to kind of roll my eyes a little bit when people would do Kickstarter campaigns. Truly, secretly, I just always thought, oh, what are they doing? Asking their fans to, pay for this album. That is so lame, I honestly felt that way. But somewhere along the way it shifted. I don't know if I just saw enough people connect with their fans in a different way on their pages, or what was going on, that I finally just was like, I get it. Like, I get that there's a bond that happens between the fan and the artist. that can't happen otherwise, because it's a very vulnerable place to put yourself in, to press that submit button and say like, okay, I'm doing this, you know, and hopefully it'll work, you know, hopefully it works. And so it's really cool when it happens. It's like so awesome. So, hey Keith, yes, I totally want to come to Dublin. Let's make it happen. Hey Brian. Daydreamer. Yeah, okay, yes, we totally were gonna call this album Daydreamer. But if you guys have listened to the album, I had to change it because it was not a Daydreamer album. It was a pretty direct album, and the lyrics are very direct, and Daydreamer just did not feel like the right title, you know, for this album. So now it's called Starflower, and I'm not sure if you guys know why this album is called Starflower or not, but like I said before, I wanted to call it Starflower, and I really wanted to write a song for my daughter, who's 2.5, but I didn't want it to be a typical like mommy song, you know. I just really didn't want that. I didn't want it to be self-indulgent in any way. I just thought it would be special to mark this time, you know, this time in my life and this time in her life, excuse me. So I just thought, you know, this is really what my life is about right now, is like being a mom and, you know, being an artist, being creative. Let's merge those two worlds together and write a song about it. And so this song, Starflower, which we'll get to, is titled after her. So her name is Stella Rose, and Stella means star, and Rose is a flower, so Starflower. So anyway, so I'm going to go on to the next song. We're listening to Let Me Love You right now. And it's actually on the, it's on my album, and it's also on the Nashville Indie Spotlight, which came out a couple months ago, and it's a great record. They always really curate amazing artists, so I really wanted to be a part of that soundtrack, because I just really respect the other artists on the CD, on that playlist. So anyway, you can check that out either on my album or on Nashville Indie Spotlight. Stella, yes, totally. Hey Mark. I'm talking so much. It's hilarious. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'll stop talking so much. Hilarious. You like the wall paint? Awesome. Okay, well, one thing to know about me is I love to change my wall paint. So this will probably be changed in maybe like a month or two, because that's what I do. Okay, so we're going to listen to Like a Bomb right now. Like a Bomb is probably the darkest song I think I've ever written. And I really think I'm going to try and get this song in a movie, because I think it would be such an amazing movie song. Just play a little bit of it. If you haven't heard it, I really want you to hear it. What's your favorite? Thank you, Andre. Yes, vinyl is totally available. It's available pretty much everywhere. You can get it on... It's my favorite part. So, the inspiration for this song actually came on a flight. Oddly enough, I was flying from Nashville to Florida, and I don't know if like subconsciously I was thinking about a bomb or how horrible, but I think that was like in the back of my mind, and I just started thinking about, you know, an explosion, and that's literally how songwriting typically works for me, is like one thing, you know, one dot connects to the next, and I don't even know where my brain is going, you know, from one step to the next. So I literally wrote this lyric on that plane ride. I didn't have a piano, I didn't have any, you know, music at all. I just wrote this lyric, and then when I got together with Jeremy, he helped me piece it all together and make a full song out of it. So, oh, I'm so glad you like the new record. Thank you, Mark. Thank you so much. Queensland, I love it. So anyway, so hopefully you guys will be, we will know that my job was well done if this song winds up in a movie, because I just think it would be so perfect for a dramatic movie. So working on that right now. This song started in a different way. This song started with Jeremy, the producer, kind of had this riff. He had the beat. And I thought it had like a really cool kind of retro feel to it. And I honestly didn't know if it matched the rest of the album at the time, because it was so almost like gospel kind of meets a throwback of some kind, and I just didn't know if it was going to work. But with this whole album, we just kind of pursued every fancy that kind of came about. And can I please get a shout out? Marvin, of course. Hey Marvin, what's up? That's why we're here, right? So this is one of the happy songs on the record, and it's just all about, like, I don't know, that bond you have with somebody that you know, keeps you going in a way. So that's the basic vibe of this song. I just wanted a couple feel-good songs too. We had an awesome session with the guitarist here in Nashville too. Hey Paul, you love it. I'm so glad. Thank you. Again, like this record really started with kind of synths and beats, and I originally thought that I was gonna go in and, you know, do a really simple album. I thought it was gonna be almost acoustic. I thought it would be cool to sing an album with just vocals and maybe guitar or piano and kind of call it a day. But when I got in there, first of all, I had all the songs that I had written, you know, previously. And when I got in there, I ditched all the songs and I ditched the idea to keep it simple. So we totally ended up, you know, building this, you know, synth poppy sound and, you know, writing all new songs. And that's the beauty of music, right? Like, you just never know what's gonna come. So I would say this album was very much in the moment. It was written in a span of probably 2 or 3 months. So so it was all very much in a short period of time. I'm gonna read this comment. Love Me Right seems to have a strong recurrent pop twist. Yep. Yeah, it's totally vintage. I totally agree. Yeah, there's a lot of throwback. Like, I don't know, for me it almost sounds 80s sometimes. Like, this album has almost like an 80s feel to it on occasion. And then the ballads, of course, like, have a little more modern, but more up tempos. I totally agree. It sounds almost vintage. I just love the, like, I don't know, the beat on this song I think is really fun. We're making some remixes as we speak too, so that's pretty cool. Texas, I hope so. I would love to come there. I love Texas. We're actually, right now, we're putting together, you know, the plans for the summer. So I really hope to come see all of you guys this summer. I mean, it would be so fun to perform live. Concert here, yeah, I'd love that. Jeff, my first album. I'm so glad you liked that first album. Yeah, that was like such a cool way to blast on the scene, you know, with my first album being such a success, and just to learn the ropes was so awesome. To learn it like that with Crush coming out of the gates, being successful, introducing me to, I mean, pretty much everything I do. I jump in head first, you know. If I'm going to do something, I typically, you know, jump in head first. So it only makes sense that I would have to fall in head first to the music industry too. A lady, not like the shallow. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, so I fell in head first, and here we are. You know, here we are, what, 15, 20 years later. It's pretty insane. So thank you guys who have stuck around for as long as you have. Like, I totally, you know, I totally love and appreciate you. Like, as corny as that sounds, it's really true. Like, I think about, you know, the people who have stuck with me all these years through all the ins and outs of my career. I don't know, like, it means so much to me. And I mean, I'm just so, gosh, grateful that my music has made it into your homes. Like, I grew up with, you know, my mom and dad playing music all the time in our house. And as much as I love to create music, I love to listen to music. I love to listen to music, and I'm totally affected by music. I mean, when I don't have the words myself to speak, music does it for me. And so, like, to think that my music can do that for other people, it really does mean a lot to me. So it's pretty awesome to have both sides of the coin, you know, to love music as a listener and to love creating music, and to also know that my music is coming into other people's homes, and hopefully, you know, being a song that can help somebody through a hard time, or lifting someone up when, you know, they need that little whatever it is, you know. And I don't think every song has to be deep. I mean, you know, music is just supposed to make us feel things, right? Let it out of our system. So that was the first side of the album. I didn't play the whole thing, but I played most. And I'm going to play Starflower now. So Starflower is the one that was written for Stella, my daughter. And it's kind of, I don't know, I think it's kind of trippy in a way. Like, I love the production. Thank you for the congratulations. Thank you so much. Awesome. Somewhere, oh, I love that. Thank you. That's awesome. So Starflower is written for my daughter, who's now 2.5 years old, and I wanted a song that would be like an inspiration to her, you know, when she grows up and she can listen to this, and it's really just a song about, like, following your heart. Like, it's in a vague kind of way, but you know, basically it's just telling her that she's stronger than she even knows, and we're all stronger than we even know, you know. Like, if we dip into our own potential, we're all, you know, incredibly strong. And I think that's what this song is for me, is just that message, you know, that uplifting message that anything is possible, you know, when our heart's in it, right? Hey, Nicholas, thank you so much. So I'm going to turn this up a little bit. Do you guys remember Mazzy Star? Or, like, maybe. I just feel like it's got kind of that early 90s feel, or I think it is like early 90s when I was really listening to like 07 and even Olive. So many great. Hey, Steven. You like it? Awesome. Yeah, I mean, I love the kind of vibe to this song. It makes me feel kind of like super relaxed. I love that. Ethereal, yeah, that's a good word. I totally agree. Awesome. So, that's Starflower. I'm going to go ahead and skip ahead to the next song. The next song is To the Madness. Somebody was asking how to get this album, and I know you can get it on Amazon. You can get it at jenniferpage.com. We also have CDs, and of course you can just go to download on iTunes, anywhere like that. You know, Amazon, really any of the streaming sites like Spotify, you know, Amazon streaming, it's everywhere. So you can pretty much find it. If you're resourceful, you will find it for sure. So there are CDs available, there are LPs if you like LPs, and so yeah, it's everywhere. And this is kind of cool because as soon as we run out of this copy of this cover, we're gonna change it so that, you know, it's marked like the first people who purchased it, they get something special. So I think that's pretty cool. We have a very limited amount of these albums, so I'm excited for it. Was really meant because I did the Kickstarter campaign. I wanted the Kickstarters to have something special, like a first edition, special edition, so that, you know, they could almost be like rewarded for that early belief and for helping make this thing happen. So, but anyway, so the first run is all going to be this cover, and then we'll switch covers as soon as we run out of these copies. So grab it now and you'll get that copy. So this is called To the Madness. I'm going to let it play for a second. Stop talking for a second. I would say this song was written, you know, for that person that I was really thinking about a relationship that it stands the test of time, you know. So life is crazy. We all know that, right? We're all way busier than we should be. We all have way too many demands on us as, you know, people, as moms, dads, you know, just students. All that, we just have a lot, you know, in our lives these days, right? So there's always like 1 or 2, 3 people, you know, what do they say, like you can count your you know, truest friends on one hand. And this song is for those people. It's really more than just to that, you know, that love relationship. It's like, you know, you have so few people in your life that you can just really turn to. And so, you know, and that really know the craziness of your life and the responsibilities that you have, and that, you know, stand by you and support you no matter what. So this is a song for those people, those awesome people who stand by us, right? So, and you know, my life has been pretty nuts the last couple years, with having a 2-year-old and also pursuing, you know, very, very big dreams. And wanting to do, you know, even bigger and better things as I go. You know, this song meant a lot to me, especially during the making of this record. The making of this record was really special for me. I'm not even totally sure why it was so special, but even during the process of it, I knew that it was going to be an album that really changed the trajectory of my life. So I still feel that's true. And I'm excited about that. You know, I love new beginnings, and this almost feels like a comeback and a brand new beginning. So I love that. I'm not scared by fresh starts or new beginnings at all. I love them. So that's what this album feels like to me, is totally like brand new beginning. And a lot of interviewers have asked me how I feel about that, and I boldly love it. I don't, you know, it's not a negative thing to me at all. I love comebacks. I love people who come back strong, you know, so I'm happy to be in that position. Gonna go ahead and talk about Can't Keep You Here. Can't Keep You Here. Okay. Home is where the heart is, if you can say. Do you guys recognize that voice singing backgrounds? Remember when you said you'd give your best. That is Cory Palermo. Did you forget? Does anybody remember my duo with Cory Palermo called Paige and Palermo? Hey Alex, thank you. Yes, I'm living in Nashville. Thank you. Okay, so this awesome voice is Cory Palermo. I can keep you here, I can keep you here. I don't want to. I think this is the song that my husband was like, oh, wow, are you divorcing me? So one of my favorite voices on the planet is Cory Palermo. We did a duo called Paige and Palermo a few years ago. You can't get the albums currently, but I'm sure we will be re-releasing them at some point. So hopefully you grab those while they were available, and we'll hopefully release them again. But his voice is just like butter to me, and he's one of my best friends, and I just think he's amazingly talented. He's one of those artists that is like a true artist through and through. If you know him, you know, like being an artist is like who he is. It's not like music and Cory. It's like one and the same. So literally just bought the LP. Awesome. Thank you so much. You guys, I so appreciate that. Yay. Hey, Kaylee. This is one of my favorite parts on this song. This goes back to my Georgia roots. I cannot wait to do this song live with a choir, right? Cory! This is the song. Thank you. Yeah, you guys go follow him on social media. Cory is spelled C-O-U-R-Y, Palermo. He's an awesome artist, and he's got an awesome project out now that you guys should totally check out. Any other artists you hope to work with in the future? Gosh. Yes. I was actually thinking about that. Like, who would I really love to work with? And there are so many people, you know, that are out right now that I'm just such a huge fan of. I love I mean, as I'm thinking of like every artist that I listen to right now, but there are just a million, like so many producers and so many artists that are doing really kind of cutting edge things, even remixers. You and Plum would be insanity. I love it. We should do that, right? Me and Plum. She's so talented as well, for sure. Salvatore, Kelly Clarkson. She's also one of my favorite voices. I love her voice. I think she's so talented. I mean, gosh, there's several people, but one of my favorite gosh, I'm like blanking on his name. I always do this every single time. Every time I try and think of this person's name, I blank on it. It's the craziest thing because I listen to his album nonstop. It is, what's wrong with my brain? Anyway, lots of people, guys, lots of people. I'll post about it later. Would you ever work with Little Mix? I love Little Mix. Yes, amazing. Celine, Dallas Austin. Who do you guys think? I mean, who do you guys think would be a great duet for me? Or even a producer? Who do you love? Like, who are your favorite artists? I'm so curious. Because you listen to my music, right? So I'm so curious who you listen to as well. Who are your favorite artists? I'd love to know that. Okay, so the reason I paused this is because this next song is probably my favorite on the album. It's called January, and it's a really simple song. So the reason it's special to me, Charles Kelly, yeah, he's amazing. The reason it is special to me is because, one, I was not looking to write a sad, I don't see the song as a sad song at all, actually, but I wasn't really looking to write a song that was this personal to me on this album. I really was just kind of following the inspiration of the day when I would go to the studio, and I was thinking about that feeling that you have when, you know, it's like an anniversary of something. It could be the anniversary of something positive, or it could be the anniversary of something negative, but it always brings up emotions, right? So it could be like your wedding, or it could be like the death of someone, or it could be whatever it is. It's like a date always has like some kind of emotions attached to it. So I'm not typically a person who, has like rituals or things like that to things like, so I'm not typically moved by dates. But January, I lost my mom and my dad, and my in the same year, and my mom passed away first, and then 2 weeks later, my dad passed away. And so January has become, and also January is just that month of newness, that fresh start. So it already has like so many built-in emotions that are attached to it, right? So I just think of January as an interesting month, like of newness, right? So this particular song, it's called January, and it was written. It'd be a lot easier to do this with a CD, but you know me. So anyway, the thought behind the song is that it's a happy and a sad moment sometimes when you think about those anniversaries, because in my case, in this particular case, and so many of us have had some sort of loss in our lives, so we can all relate to this feeling. But this particular feeling for me was about my parents, and it had, January had come and gone, and I was thinking a lot about my parents and so many of the great, amazing things that they were awesome parents. They were, not perfect, but they were just so good to me and my brother, and they really supported our music and our passion for, just following our dreams, and that was a big deal. That shaped who I am. It shapes how I live my life now. And so this song is kind of like about that date coming around and how it's a good and a bad thing, because I'm thinking about them, but I'm also thinking about the loss of them. So it's kind of like those emotions, those push and pull emotions that you get on those anniversaries. So I'll play a little bit of that for you. Stay strong, don't melt down. What good will that do anybody now? They say it gets easier. What if I'm afraid of that? Don't wanna lose the memories you bring back. January. My brother is actually singing on this song, which I think is really special. He's singing backgrounds on the chorus here. Old friend, I must confess, I can't always say that it's good to see you. January, a bittersweet anniversary. Hear that okay? Oh, thank you. Heartache comes and goes, it's trying to leave its mark on me. But it can't hurt no more, ever come between me and January, a bittersweet anniversary. Old friend, I must confess, can't always say that it's good to see you. Oh, January, a bittersweet anniversary. I just have to really compliment Jeremy's production on this song as well. I just think he did a beautiful job with this song. Loud and clear. Good. I'm so glad. Thank you. Thanks, Aunt Emily. Thank you. pretty much talked about the entire album except for this last song. Do you guys have any questions about the album? I would love to take a minute and just see what you guys want to know, if anything. Oh, thanks, Jeff. Thank you, Marco. Lydiana, hi. How are you? Where are you guys from? Who are tuning in now? I'm sure many of you are just joining. Thanks for the hearts, guys. Thank you. So this next song I will tell you about, since it's the last one. When do I tour again? It looks like it's going to be July. We're trying to build around some UK dates as we speak, so I'm hoping to be able to come to Europe in general, and I would love to tour in the US as well. So fingers crossed. Yes, this is my daughter on If We Be Still. Yes, New Mexico, yeah. Remixes, yes, we are working on remixes for sure. Hey Ohio. Hey Marvin. So this last song was very intentional to leave you guys in peace, right? Red Rocks, yes. Yeah, Jason, that sounds good. I really wanted to leave, I'm not singing much on this, hey Juan. I'm not singing much on this song, and that was very purposeful. You know, I felt like the lyrics on this album were deep enough that I really wanted to leave the listener, you know, in peace, basically, you know. So it's very much a musical moment. And there's a little cameo for my daughter in this as well. You like the sound? Thank you. I was changing my daughter on this bed and I just started recording her on my iPhone, and she was just like jibber jab, right? And I just thought it was really precious, and when I decided to call the album Starflower, I just thought it would be great to kind of time capsule her in that moment in time. So the thought behind the title was, you know, kind of like intentionally creating that stillness in life when life is crazy, you know? So we all, like I said earlier, we're all so busy and we all have so many responsibilities, and I think music is a way that we can really relax and you know, just, I don't know, enjoy ourselves with music. And so I wanted to leave the listener with the thought that if we just be still, we listen to music, we hang out with our family, like in this moment I was hanging out with Stella, and I was loving that moment with her. And if we do that more often, you know, life is just so much better, right? So thank you, Alex. Thank you so much. So anyway, that is a basic overview of the album, and I would love to know if you guys have any questions for me, or I would love to know your favorites too. That would be so cool. The more you listen, the more you like. That's totally the way it goes with music, right? Like when we first listen to an album, we first get, and we're so attached to the previous albums that that artist did, a lot of times we don't even know if we're gonna you know, like it. And so yes, you have to listen a few times before you know if you really, if lyrics and music can really touch you beyond, you know, the first listen. So so music is very special. Oh, thank you. So anyway, if you do have a player, if you have hey Paul, oh, thank you so much, I so appreciate that. Norseman, wow, that's amazing. Starflower's your favorite. I know that you've been with me you know, from early in my career, so that means a lot to me. Thank you, Norseman. That's awesome. That's great to hear. I think it's my best album. I really do. I think it's my best record. You know, I've had some good songs throughout the years, but I don't know. I think this is my best one. So I'm glad to hear you say that. Teflo, oh, you're so cute. I love Teflo. She's amazing. She's such a cool sound, such a cool, great voice, great vibe altogether. I love it. I was just going to tell you guys, if you have a player for LPs, then don't worry, because you get a little code. If you get an LP, you get a little code. So you can download it and play your MP3s just like usual. And it's just in the packaging. So if you weren't here earlier, I'll just show you really fast what the inside looks like. So here's the inside of the album, and it's got the lyrics on both sides. So I hope you guys like that. It was fun to create it. It's not what you expected. Oh, yeah. I know, right? Devil's in the details. Totally not what I expected either, to be honest. Like I said, when I first went in the studio, I thought I was making an acoustic album. I really thought it was going to be this simple, probably the simplest record I've ever made, but it turned out to be, you know, kind of synth poppy, you know, a little bit of a mixture. I don't think it's the kind of synth pop that doesn't have meaning. I think it's the kind that does. I like artists like, I love Sia, I love Tuvlo, I love Mark Buchholz. What is the guy's name who I always post about? I'm totally blanking on his name and it's driving me crazy. He's from Sweden. Anyway, amazing. Like, so many artists have that sound that I just think some of their music is just amazing. And if you listen, there's a lot more to it than just the boom, boom, boom. So anyway, so fun to hang out with you guys. I was totally gonna do this in a studio, in a professional studio. I was gonna play like through the big speakers and do the whole thing. And then I just started thinking about it, and I was like, you know, if I saw if I saw an artist that I liked just hanging out at home, I think I'd dig that more. So I just thought, I'm just gonna keep it simple and play it. And I was even at one time thinking I would perform live for you or do some of the new songs. And I just thought, you know what, when I come to perform live for you, I want it to be excellent. So I don't want sound through a telephone or, you know, whatever to affect, you know, how the performance is. So I'll see you soon. Hopefully this summer I'll see you in your neck of the woods, and I can't wait. So like I said, we're coming to the UK in July. Looks like we'll have some European dates as well surrounding those dates. So I'm so looking forward to that. I'm just gonna read this really fast. Best kept secret and positively similar. Yes, this is the most honest I've ever, yeah, it's totally the most honest lyric album I've ever done. Yes, totally agree. Thanks, Dan. You're so awesome. Dan Hazeltine. Guys, if you guys don't know Bloodwater, the charity Bloodwater, please go check it out. Actually, I wrote Let Me Love You with my friend Dan. It's the only song on the record that was written with anyone outside of me and Jeremy. So Jeremy was the producer, and on track number 3, Let Me Love You, we wrote with Dan, and Dan is amazing. He was in the group Jars of Clay, and now he has, as well, in addition to that, he has a charity called Bloodwater, and they do amazing things in Africa, y'all. Like, such amazing organization and such honest, good people. I love it. So, oh, thank you so much. It's so cool. Alan, too. Awesome. All right, thank you guys so much for joining me here. I hope you enjoyed the snippets. If you want to get some of the either the CD, the album, you can do that on Amazon.com. I think their shipping is, you know, if you have the deal with Amazon, you can get free shipping. You can go to jenniferpage.com and get those. You can download it anywhere. You can listen to it streaming anywhere. So just, you know, go enjoy it. I made it for you guys, so I hope you love it. And all right, I'll talk to you soon. Thank you so much for joining me here live. I'll talk to you later. See you guys. Bye.